This is the Herd Line News.
Guess what, Colin? The heat is on.
It is. Can we now acknowledge that Eric Spoelstra can coach?
Yeah, I think we're there.
It's not just Wade and LeBron and Pat Riley.
Spo's a great coach. Their Heat are 2 wins away from the NBA Finals. Now, that's 2 more wins, guys. There is no lead too big, and there is no series lead too big in this bubble, as we have learned. So, I'm not getting crazy just yet. 2 great wins. Just like in Game 1, they had to overcome a double-digit deficit, which I did not love. But they did win Game 2, 106-101. They were down by as much as 17 last night, but they rallied in the second half. Miami outscored Boston 37-17 in the third quarter, and they were able to hold off a fourth-quarter surge by the Celtics to get the win.
Duncan Robinson hitting threes.
Yeah, Duncan was great in the first quarter. He's not really great under pressure. If someone gets in his face, Tice was in his face a couple times, blocks a couple shots. You got to move it around and get him a clean shot. But they picked up the defense in the second half, had a great third quarter. This is the 11th time the Heat have taken a 2-0 series lead in Spoelstra's tenure, and they've won all previous 10 instances. This is 81st career playoff win, tied for 8th all time.
So we have a very young Denver team, a very young Miami team, a Dallas team that was young, Phoenix team that was...
Celtics team too.
What are we seeing? Only one old team left. That's the opposite of our lives watching basketball.
Right, and that old team is led by
the best
LeBron
player
James.
in the world. It's it's pretty obvious. These young players, no crowds. It's got an AAU feel. They feel incredibly comfortable. Have you ever seen in the playoffs in your life? Now, I'm older than you. So many young players dominate in the playoffs.
No, the bubble's very unique. And also, I think when you look at the structure of the teams that are left, great cultures, great coaches, teams like that. It's not really built around stars other than the Lakers, of course. The other 3 teams, while they have stars, they're not superstars. They're not Anthony Davis and LeBron James. This is not what we expected, but it really makes sense when you look at the pressures that the bubble entails, the demands of being in there for months at a time.
Young players don't have wives and kids. A lot of these old guys. I told you the story yesterday. I heard the Lakers initially, the first 2 weeks, were really struggling with the bubble. A lot of their older players are like, I want to see my kids. And then they got some time off. Now families have moved in a little bit. The Lakers are in a really good spot psychologically. The veteran players are happy and motivated. But we saw a bunch of veteran players. Milwaukee was an old team. Joy, they were awful. Houston's an older team.
Clippers are built around veterans, fell apart.
I'm not putting an asterisk on it, but there is a bubble component to this whole thing.
Well, no, I don't think an asterisk really matters. Like, everyone is dealing with the same circumstances.
Right.
It's not like one team came in later than the other. Everyone's dealing with the same thing. We're making it all work.
But it's almost like bad weather in a football game. If I have the best quarterback and you have a crappy quarterback and we're playing in a hurricane, it's an advantage to you because now both of us can't score.
Right.
So, like, bad weather always hurts the better offense.
You have to deal with the